I made a statement on yesterday that I had made up with Shawn Bradley. Perhaps it was not the right choice of words. I don't know. What had happened was about 3 weeks ago, I showed up on a live that Wally was having, right? Y'all know the Wiley show. I showed up on there, and a few minutes later, Shawn Bradley showed up on the same live, right? So now I was already on there. So he must have felt confident enough that we didn't have such a horrible issue that we were going to go on there and start yelling and screaming, right? So I showed up, then he showed up. Wally happens to be friendly or getting along with both of us at the same time right now, right? So we went on there and we talked up a few of the issues around what my beef was with him, with his club chat and so forth. I kind of broke it down to what happened. And at the end of that interview, you guys can look at it, I think it's 3 weeks ago, we were laughing and joking, telling sex type jokes and things like that. So in my mind, we had made up. We didn't have a beef currently, right? But people, please don't get so caught up in this makeup stuff. There was, I mean, it's not like we're best friends or anything, right? But what I said yesterday was, I felt like we had made up, so I didn't feel like going into this thing about Ty. There's so many people involved in this Ty story, since she chooses not to make an appearance, that I just was not willing. Since I just chopped it up with this guy, we had kind of come to a little bit of an understanding. I just don't want to go dragging the thing back up again. I mean, how long can you stay on the same story, honey? The show. During that interview, a couple of questions I wanted to ask him. Primary being, is the show a go? He answered that it's still going on. They were still making plans, right? I thought the answer was sort of weak, but I got the impression that he really didn't know where they stood himself, right? So people don't get caught up in this. Oh, they made up, like Duchess Kelly Love showed up on my page. I thought we were arguing a few days ago. Seemed to be fine. We're talking, so we're able to be cordial. It's just like the situation when we were in Atlanta. Now, people want to see a fight. I understand that they like these battles and they think they're supposed to be bloodshed, right? Blood on the dance floor. So the cameraman or whoever was in this thing asked me to go over there and say something to Jay Wilson, right? This conversation went on for no more than 4 minutes, right? When I get back to San Francisco, they're telling me, oh, people are mad. Oh, they just unsubscribe. They unsubscribe. I don't give a goddamn unsubscribe or not, child. If our relationship is so shallow and it's so frivolous, child, that you're going to unsubscribe because I spoke to somebody, child, we probably didn't have that much coming anyway. But the point was, how long did that last? If we on here, we came back and we weren't talking about each other for 2 weeks. How long did that last? So my point being that, honey, this thing is flighty, right? So one day you made up, next day you're fighting. Next day you're fighting. One day, as far as I know, for the last couple of weeks since that interview, Bradley hasn't been talking about me, and therefore I haven't been talking about him. So it's fine for the moment. But believe me, if Shawn Bradley shows up in some undisclosed location in a hot tub with D. Ramsey, believe me, I'm going to cover the story, girl. That's just the way it is, baby. Don't be hung up on this book, right? Some people you will never get along with. You are lifelong enemies, but not everybody's like that. Some of them just floating in and out of beefs, right? So if I ain't got no beef with you and we're able to go on someone else's channel and be cordial to each other, as far as I'm concerned, we're made up. We're getting along for the moment. How long does any of this stuff last, y'all? You guys two supposed to be best friends 1 week. The next week they're trying to rip each other's head off. Then the next week they're kissing cousins again. Don't get caught up, people. That's what I want to say. If I do something that boy don't like, then he's gonna report on it. If he do something I don't like or I disagree with, I'm gonna report on it. Same way, right? A lot of these arguments, these petty little things people have back and forth. Sometimes they last a couple of days. Sometimes they last a couple of months, and sometimes they last a couple of years. Honey. It's just the nature of the beast, people. Don't get all caught up. Oh, they made up. They made up. Made up for what, honey? So it's a legitimate question. Did we make up? We were never broke up. Not really. Not the kind of. I never had the kind of vitriol or animosity as I had with Wilson. Wilson's the only one, really. But so I don't think I could be in a room, even in an interview or anything with him without it getting out of control immediately. When I saw him, almost immediately, I wanted to jump over the counter and kill him. But that's just the way that is, right? Not all these relationships are the same, honey. They won't have the same weight. Everybody who you don't like, everybody else has got to be in agreement with. They don't like them either because it goes back and forth. People you think are great to get together today, they have alliances and all that kind of stuff. Child, 2 weeks later, they be trying to tear each other's head off. It's the way it is. You can't get involved. Let it pass, honey. Let people work out their own difficulties, right? Some of y'all see that? But we need to nip this thing in the bud. Ain't nothing changed between me and Shawn Bradley. We don't have no particular beef at this point. I'm sick of talking about the show. But if there is something worthy, if there's something newsworthy about the show, then we'll probably go right back to the same place, right? On this issue of the show, because it's newsworthy. As far as some guy coming on and saying the Ty's a snake, that's not newsworthy to me, right? At one time it would have been. But now you're going to have to shake it up. You got to give me something to work. Give him a feeling that if the show were to take off and people start getting paid and other people not getting paid, I have a strong suspicion, girl, that is what you would call a real beef. But if from one moment, it's not. I hope I answered the question, right? And that little Wally, he can be a snake sometimes, right? But I happen to like Wally. After we had the little powwow, the three of us on that live, I think it went on for over an hour. After that, I happened to click on another page on Wally the very next day, and he's over there calling me impotent. Oh, Wally, my stuff still works, honey. But the point is, you can't take this stuff seriously, child. We were just bosom buddies the day before. So that's how Wally is. That's his personality. I accept it for what it is, right? If I really am in beef with somebody, I don't fake. I don't play how I feel, right? If I ain't feeling that way, I ain't feeling that way. I'm not a monster, honey. I'm just sitting there just want to, fight and kill people all the time. I'm in my damn 60s, child. Sit there fighting with these. All right. So even when some of these people are wrong, like y'all know the situation with me and VS. The situation with me and VS was so crazy. I mean, she just picked me out of a hat and just started going off on me, right? Accusing me of having with dogs and killing them and murdering them after I break their legs. I had no kind of love. There was no love lost between me and her. But when that situation went down at the IHOP, because I felt that she was right in that particular situation, I still made a video about it, even though I particularly I didn't care for her at all. But I thought she was wrong in there because I thought the first act of aggression was the woman showing up at the place where she knew she was eating at and sitting herself down at her table uninvited. I felt that person was wrong in that instance, right? So even though I didn't like the other person, in that instance, I was on the other side, right? That's just the way it is, man. Mm-hmm. When Jay Dunn pulled that stunt with Food Junkie, I had just went off on Food Junkie for 3 days, a week before. We went on no good terms, but I thought the way she did him was wrong. So I'm speaking on it because I think it was wrong. The situation was wrong. I'm not all that emotionally tied to the people. I'm just talking about the situations, right? Mm-hmm. Ain't none of y'all got no jobs. I got any job. I got 4 jobs. I got 5 jobs. Don't be ashamed of the leisure life. Hell, people work in the afternoon. They work in the evening. They reading their cheering, getting their cheering off to school. Let me see. Let's see if y'all got any questions. I wish all the content creators could get along and make things fun again. That is my wish, right? Well, some of them, all of them are getting along with somebody, I would imagine, at times, but some of them are not going to get along, right? Now, I could even probably talk to that fire monster if she wasn't so vicious, right? They nice to me, I'm nice to them. If they can be cordial. The fire monster, I saw the way she carried on when she tried to talk to Jay Wilson on, what's that girl named? Properly Bonafide's channel. I saw the way she went at that, right? So I said, no, it probably wouldn't even be worth it. She don't start howling, screaming, and all that, trying to get some numbers and appear to be tough. So that probably wouldn't work out. Then if you could be cordial, you know how sophisticated you are and how mature you are, right? If you feel like you always have to be on stage, you always got to be all that. I don't be bothered with it. If I got to beef with you, I just have a beef with you, honey. It's the real thing. If I don't, I don't. I'm not gonna pretend that I do just for entertainment. No, I ain't doing. I'm not no guy. WWB. What do you call it? WWB or whatever the wrestling people. Just go in there, just start ripping heads off. I ain't doing all that, John. Keep it real, baby. He said, "Oh, go on. She overbearing. She overbearing." Then she come on calling him a bald head or something. Girl, that girl's doing anything for clicking the view. Street runner, you gotta stop running sometime. You need shelter, love shelter, let it be mine. Street runner, street fighter. Some people gotta be fighting all the time. They feel like that's the only thing that they're worth. I gotta be fighting somebody. Let your yes be yes and your no be no, baby. I mean, you know how I feel about him, so obviously I'm gonna enjoy anybody getting down on him. But it is what it is, people. On that, the next time you had a live Miss Properly Bonafide, I had made maybe 5 videos on Rebel Son. And yet we got on there. He was cordial to me, so therefore I couldn't help but be cordial to him. It is what it is. That don't mean that if he cussing me out tomorrow, I ain't gonna cuss him out. I mean, I ain't gonna cuss him back. Right? I'm nice to people who are nice to me, honey. That's it. If people start talking about my damn dentures, and people start talking about my home, and people start talking about my dog, and people start putting my mama name in their mouth and all that, girl, I'm not gonna be nice to them. Why? They're not worthy. I ain't got no reason to be nice to you. Everything come out your mouth is an insult. Square Biz says you are as vicious to y'all should change it to FM, Fine Monster. Okay. FB, I guess that's Vibe as she is to you. Like I said, it is what it is. I back off of her. I can't have regular commentary involving her because she stoops to these low levels, honey, which I'm not willing to participate in. You ain't gonna have to see me on here calling the police and calling this person, calling that person, calling your neighbors, sending letters and all this. I'm not gonna do it. So if that is where the person wants to take every beef they have to, we got nothing in common. There's nothing to talk about, honey. What does it talk about? I can't trust you. It is a lack of trust. I won't beef with you because I can't trust you. I was chopping it up for a while. She was chopping me up for a while. It was YouTube entertainment, but take it too far. Take it across the, across the line. Some lines can't be crossed back over, honey. That's how you want to do it. Then you just talk to yourself. Just talk to you and QB then. If that's what you consider winning, I don't think it's winning. I think you're just eliminating people. Nobody wants to be bothered with you. You're a persona non grata. That's what's going to come to. People just going to stop each other, period. I ain't going to say your name. Don't say mine. I don't care anything about you. What you say, that's just the way it is. I got one job at night. When is it? One is enough. Don't start. Ding, dong, dong. Yeah, you cut my feet. I had to cut my baby feet. So she can't get into the groomer for another 2 weeks. I had to cut his feet, his paws, and his eyes, and his booty hole, because those are the parts that get dirty. And we'll try to deal with that as soon as possible. Yes, I had to get my baby feet together. Well, when they walk in the park and all that dirt and mud and stuff, he has white paws. So it's filthy when he comes back. So you got to wash him every time he comes back in the house. But if you cut all the hair around the paws, then it don't get dirty because then it's just on that foot part. You know, it's not perfect. It ain't heavy. He's my brother. Ain't wrong with doing a little singing, baby. Hi, Purple Love. Purple Love, you got me in all that trouble with Dexter Skelly Love last week, child. What was it, 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago? Something. Child, they did not like that teeth. There's a couple more I recognize that filthy mouths too. So what I realized when I was trying to explain to somebody, it's not, baby, there's nothing wrong with having everybody hex, right? It's they're talking about it. That's what's nasty. I don't know why it could be. It's that simple, child. It's talking about it is what makes it nasty, honey. Unless you own some kind of adult site, y'all want to talk about reality and all that kind of stuff.